Today we're looking at the new pen adapters for the Silhouette machines. The new set only works with the Cameo 5, the Portrait 4, or the Curio 2. It does not work with the older machines. We're going to do a quick overview of the software, but first let's look at the pen adapter set B, the pen adapter set C, which is the new one, and go over the differences, why you might want both sets, and why the new one is better. Hi, I'm Brenda Lambert. I'm a TJC licensed instructor for Silhouette. You found your way to Silhouette success, and I do hope that you're going to join our little community. We'd absolutely love to have you. Okay, so today we are looking at two different pen adapters for the Silhouette Cameo, Portrait, and Curios. We have the pen adapter set B and the pen adapter set C. This is the newest one, and the main difference between these two sets is that this one goes in the first carriage, the carriage where your blade typically sets. This one goes in the second carriage. You can see the number 2 on there. This goes in the specialty tool carriage, number 2. Both of these sets work in the same way. You take the main adapter piece. It has the sensor on the back so the machine knows exactly what you're trying to do. Each of them has this little cap. You put that on the end. That will help with the depth adjustment of your pen. You're going to want to select a collar that your pen will fit in. These come in small, medium, and large. My pen today is kind of fat, so we're going to go with the large. You just set it in there a bit. Pop your pen in there, make sure that it is clicked if it is clickable. The tip does come out the end here. You want to put the cap on because that's going to prevent you from pushing it too far down in there. Once it's down as far as it will go, you want to tighten up this collar until the pen is stable and you can no longer pull it out. Now you do not want to over tighten these. I've bought many sets because if you over tighten the collar on these, this piece will crack. It's kind of hard to see right there, but this whole top piece has cracked. It no longer holds the pen stable. This is no good. Tighten them down. Don't tighten them too much. Now we're still working with the B set. It has the number 1 on it. That goes into carriage number 1. It goes right into slot number 1. Press in your tab, nice and secure, and this will sketch with the 1 slot. Now we have set C that was designed for the newer Cameos, Portraits, and Curios, and you can see that that sets in slot number 2. Same way. Why is this important? First of all, if you have both sets, you can now sketch with 2 different color pens without pausing in between to swap your pen out. You can put one color in the first slot, another color in the second slot, and just sort your lines by color. If you only want to do one color with your sketch, but you also want to cut, you can have the auto blade in the first carriage. You can have a pen in the second carriage. You can sketch and then cut without adding a pause in the send panel. With the older model machines, since the pen would only fit in the first carriage, you would have to sketch, pause, take the pen adapter out of the first slot here, and replace it with your auto blade, and then continue on. This way, you can have the auto blade here, the pen here, get it all done in one go. Now, when you're performing multiple functions within the software, the most important thing is your setup. So I have my page set up to letter size. That is the size of the cardstock that I'm going to be using today. I brought the file itself in from Creative Fabrica, and it's pretty much set up, ready to go. I am going to snag this score line and just move it off of the mat. I'm going to score it by hand later. Let's head over to the send panel, and you can see now that everything is lit up in red, which means everything is going to happen in carriage number 1. Everything is going to cut. That's not what we want. So we need to click on the text Thinking of You, and switch that over to Sketch. Now the red lines will cut, the blue lines will sketch, and that is ready to go. I did want to take a look at the text close up. This is a single line font. As you can see, it's just going to draw one blue line in the middle of the letters. I think I want to thicken that up just a little bit because I am using just a regular ballpoint pen. So while it's still selected, let's go over and choose Sketch Edge. And that's going to take the pen around all of the outside of the lettering, kind of just going over it twice, and that's going to thicken it up some. And hopefully it's thin enough that it's not going to look like hollow letters. I think this is going to work. Let's fit this back to the window size so we can see everything. Okay, red lines will cut, blue lines will sketch. I have my material set ready to go. Now we can get our mat loaded and send this through. Your machine will always start with carriage 1, so it's going to go through and cut out the design first, then move on to the sketching. This is going to be fine as long as your mat is sticky enough. If your mat is older and not very sticky, you're going to want to go ahead and set it to no cut so that it will sketch first, then go back and turn the sketch off and turn the cut lines back on. That'll make sure that the cut design stays in place better, even if your mat is not very sticky anymore. We're at the point now where we can see this is not cutting very well. I think it will be okay once we take it off the mat, but it's not looking great. On to the sketching. We can also see that the sketching is not going well. This is definitely going to be a redo. This was the only brown writing utensil we had in the entire house. So I am going to have to switch up to an orange marker, and I think I'm going to switch it back to just the single lines. We'll switch it over to Sketch and run this through again. The second attempt came out much better. Let's get it off the mat and ready to go. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife and ruler to make a shallow cut in it for the score line. Next, we need to clean the debris off the mat. I got this scraper from the Dollar Tree. It's my favorite Dollar Tree find ever. Now all that's left is to run the other color of cardstock through and get it assembled.